Hi everyone, it's Dr. Horowitz, and I'd like to kind of summarize some key points from this module and see if it resonates as much with you as it does with me. Normally I am very casual in terms of my summarizing some of our work, but because of the vital importance in the current issue of racism in America, I prepared some points that I would also like to read. Why? Because words really do matter. And in my desire to make sure that I've covered everything in the way I think is most appropriate for this topic, I am going to read some of these summary points with you. Well, we began our journey with a concern and even a warning that, like the coronavirus, racism has permeated, yes, infected, every area of our society. Like the virus, racism just doesn't go away, at least not without leaving every human being it touches with a sense of not quite surviving, if not literally, then certainly spiritually. We cannot have a whole and healthy society until all members recognize the interconnectedness between all of us. It's a fantasy to assume we can build a wall around us and be immune from this virus of racism. In the work that we've done, we've examined the context of how this phenomenon of racism came to be, both within our nation and closer to home, within our families and indeed our psyche. We had the opportunity to self-assess ourselves as to the degree to which we hold racial bias, and not without great effort, perhaps even fear, embarked on a soul-searching, reflective journey into our past in search of the origins of these biases. Not unexpectedly, many of us found that source to lie in our own families, neighborhoods, teachers, personal experiences, and even religion. For some, and my hope is for many, we gained self-awareness, even perhaps unexpected insights, and in some instances, even an epiphany or two, as we came face to face with our own truths, as uncomfortable and perhaps disturbing as they may have been. This is hard work, and it's necessary whenever we embark and challenge ourselves on our tightly held beliefs. As mentioned previously, we are indeed products of our cultural programming. The comments made by family members around the dinner table, that uncle who used racial slurs and other demeaning behaviors toward blacks and minorities, the friends that found fragile safety in feeling superior, even that teacher who gave legitimacy to these biasly held values, and so on. But we are not prisoners of this programming. We are free to challenge these beliefs and can choose change over clinging to behaviors that are destructive not only to others, but ultimately to ourselves as well. We can never be really free if we deny to others that which we hold sacred, and above all else, the freedom, equality, and opportunity to achieve the American dream. In the end, it is for each of us to decide what to do now, what values we want to live by, what kind of society we want to live in, and hand down to our children. If we choose the path of change, we were given strategies to engage and activities that can bring us face to face with those with whom we may hold our prejudices. And yes, we may be confronted and uncomfortable by the reactions we receive. This work is not without a degree of pain for ourselves, as we may encounter and be on the receiving end of pent-up emotions held by those who have been underserved for so long. It is only through experiencing their story of pain and anguish can we reach a personal truth and throw off our own shackles of prejudice. Only then can we experience the joy that comes from becoming a compassionate, caring, and empathetic individual. That is the hallmark of a full human being, connected to all fellow humans with whom we inhabit our planet. Make no mistake about it, this work, difficult as it may be, is really the only game in town, so to speak. There are no shortcuts to be taken here, if indeed we are to eradicate this virus that is raging among us. And who knows, you may even be that leader, colleague, friend, or family member that, with your newfound knowledge and insight, motivates others to join you on that journey toward cultural proficiency.